so great to have you on the podcast. Thank you for dropping in today.
No, thank you so much for having me back on.
It's always fun to have you on as a guest. So bring me up to speed. What are you doing? What are you up to? I see on Instagram, you've got like tons of gravel events that you're doing and you're racing and.
Yeah, I mean, I would say I've like officially transferred my focus over to primarily, the gravel racing and the ultra trail running. So similar to triathlon, but now I just don't have to swim.
Oh my God. See, I love that. That is my dream scenario, except that all the great cycling and running happen to, be part of the triathlon. So I get that though. I totally get that.
Yeah, it's been a good couple months. It's only
been a couple months.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think you'll go back to it, or you never? Yeah.
I wanted to refrain from using the word retired from triathlon because I didn't do it that way. I'm not like retiring. I just wanted to try some new things. And I also didn't want to put that, I guess, like just into it out there and say like, oh yeah, I'm done, because I don't know, maybe I would. Now that I'm really like getting into the gravel and the trail running, I'm like, I feel like it's getting further and further away, but I'm also kind of curious how maybe an Ironman would go now post doing a lot of this longer riding and longer running stuff. Like I'm almost just curious to see like, oh wow, that Ironman feels short now.
Right. So, because like Unbound gravel is 200 miles on the bike, or 200 plus. Yeah. Exactly. And all the ultra running events that you're doing are like, what's the distance of the runs typically?
They're like 100K or 100 miles. I've done one of each so far. So,
okay, cool.
I feel like that would make a marathon, or like say a 3-hour ish in that range, feel short compared to running for like 15 hours.
Well, it really gives you some perspective. And I could definitely see like doing the longer distances, the ultra races, being on a gravel bike or on trails, and then coming back to Ironman and crushing it in a way that you've never crushed it before. Like you could finish an Ironman and then just be like, all right, so when are we working out today?
Exactly. That's kind of in my head.
What's today's training?
Exactly. I wonder if that's how it would feel. So yeah, I don't want to say I wouldn't do one again. I kind of have my schedule through June right now, and that's it doesn't include one, but the second half I'm still kind of putting together. So we'll see.
Well, I have to say, I was at an event last night for Hoka, and I was kind of alluding to this for the drop of their new Rocket X2s, which I know you have a pair, and I know they're one of your sponsors. Yes. And Stephanie Bruce was on the panel.
Oh,
and
cool.
She retired. I think that was her official statement from running and racing last year. But now she's not unretiring.
Oh.
And I thought that was like really cool, because she realized, she just had a lot going on, and it was just not the right time for her. And she wanted to take a break, and she wanted to kind of reflect on, everything that she had done. But what she realized was that she loved running. Speaking of Hoka, you have the Rocket X2s, and I saw your post about them recently. So how long have you been running in them, and what do you think about them, and what do you love about them?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So I feel super lucky because they sent me a pair. I think it was probably 6 or 7 weeks before Kona.
Right. Okay.
So I had them last September, or maybe, August or September, just to get used to them and try them out before Kona to decide if I would race in them. And literally the first run I did in them, I was doing this workout, I think it was on Thursdays, where it was like 4 hill reps into a 10K tempo effort back into hill reps again.
Okay. Yeah.
10K effort was always like fast Ironman pace for me, or I would target like, I think like 6:30-minute miles, just for the 10K loop and then back to the hills. And I remember the first run, I put the Rocket X2s on, and that loop that say it was taking me like 40 minutes or so, I came through and was back at the hills like 2 or 3 minutes faster than all the other weeks. I was in the new shoes. I wasn't pushing any harder. I was like same effort level, heart rate was lower, just everything. It was, and like,
the recovery too, right? Is great.
Yeah, because they're so like, I always use the word squishy, which is so untechnical, but it's like they're comfortable. Like they absorb a lot of the shock. So like you don't feel like you're wearing your body down, but at the same time you're flying. Like the carbon plate just like propels you forward. So it's literally the best of both worlds. And I was trying to find the video clip because Wadi, I think, was filming that day for YouTube or something. And I was like, wow, this is absurd. This is so, like,
are you still running in them?
Oh yeah, I run in. I mean,
Hoka's been a sponsor of yours for like years, right? How long?
I think it's been 8 years now with Hoka, and I just recently re-signed actually a trail contract, which I couldn't be more excited about. So I'm technically now on the trail side, but still have the tendency to go for the road shoes just because of the
but on the trails too? No, not on the trails.
I did. So I just raced a trail race about a month ago now, and I actually started in the X2s because I couldn't not.
So funny. Which trail shoes do you wear of theirs, or do they only have one pair?
No, they have quite a few actually. So I'm still kind of dialing in depending on like the course type and the terrain, but I ended up switching out of the Rocket X2s into the Speed Goats, which are a very common choice for the trail. And they just have the tread, the grip, kind of a bit more like, stability and grip if you're going over like rocks. Although the Rocket X2s, I think they were fine. I want to tell them to like, can you make me some of these, but with the off-road tread?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they would, right? Because they work so closely with all the athletes that they work with to really like, test out the shoes.
Yeah. So, fingers crossed.
What shoes have you been before the Rock? I'm such a shoe geek, and I know they're a sponsor, and I've been dying to talk about the shoes for like, I've been wearing them. I wore them on the treadmill. They finally sent them to me last week, and I wore them on the treadmill. They were amazing. And I wore them last night, and I saw, I'm a slow runner. I mean, I guess I shouldn't say slow or fast because it's perspective, but I ran a 9.5 minute mile, like 2 of them. Yeah. And that was by myself. And granted, we were running over sidewalks and over potholes. So like trail running in the Rocket X2s. I ran fast for me. Usually I probably would have run a 10.5 minute mile. There were some of them towards the end, but they were really fast. And I didn't really feel the impact of the sidewalks, which normally I would feel, especially the next day, which was really great.
Exactly. Yeah. That give, I mean, it's like you have the Clifton on, which is one of their more supportive, cushy shoes, but in a race flat, which is amazing.
I've actually, so you've probably worn all of their shoes, right? Have you just been through the whole spectrum since?
I've tried most of them, that's for sure. I'm on to the trail side now, so I'm working my way through a couple different new shoes to me, but I think on the road side, I definitely tried out most of their offerings.
Yeah. And what's your gait? Is it, you're not a heel striker? I'm not like, I should just end with like, what kind of gait do you have like with running?
I would say it's pretty neutral, just standard, like land midfoot, not like really forward on my toes, like, the really fast marathoners, but not like back, like a heel striker. So I would say pretty neutral. But I tend to, before the Rocket X2s, I was in the Rocket X's, which I also loved. I just think these are next level with the cush and the comfort. And before the Rocket X's, I used to actually race in the Machs a lot.
Yes.
So kind of,
I think the last time I talked to you, you were wearing those because I had the Mach 5s.
Okay.
And the Mach 4s and the Supersonics. Those are great shoes too.
Yeah, those are great for anyone that wants training shoe or a race shoe. You could go either way for those, I think.
Yeah. I'm working on it. I like them. I test a lot of shoes too. So from different brands. So I don't know. I mean, I kind of have like a thing. I love Hoka. So I have a couple of brands that I really like. But so speaking of running, what was your training today? Because I'd love to hear, like, now it's probably so different, right?
Well, today was actually more of a bike focus. I was on the trainer for a while. I was going to go outside, but it's actually been raining here in Tucson, which it's still somewhat warm. I could have done it, but I had just some specific bike intervals on the trainer to do, and then I just did a runoff. So yeah, getting back into some bigger volume this weekend. I raced this past weekend.
I saw that. At which race was it?
It was called Midsouth. It was a 100-mile gravel race. So feeling pretty much fine by now. It's been 3 or 4 days. So it's crazy. The gravel racing without the running or like running off in a triathlon, it is, recovery is, I think, much quicker. So getting ready for a big, I guess 3 or 4 days ahead, coming off of that now. So,
so when is the next gravel race that you'll do?
The next gravel race won't be until, I think it's April 8th. So I've got basically like a 3 or 4 week block right now, of training, and then April's busy. So
are you coming up here, up over to Northeast?
April 8th is actually out in Chattanooga area. So a little bit east.
Okay. Yeah.
But some of the Chattanooga area mountains, I'm actually doing, the first thing we're doing out there is doing this FKT attempt. So fastest known time. It's on this course out there. It's called the Dirty 130. And I got the invite from Pete Stetna, who's a fellow Canyon rider on the gravel
We're going to
side.
talk about Canyon after. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So he was like, I'm going out to do this FKT attempt. If you want to come as like the female and go for it as well. I think the current female time is like over 10 hours. So it's a really hard loop. It's like 20,000 feet of climbing or something, 130 miles. So I'll do that in the week before there's actually just like a local race in Tennessee that we're going to go support. It's called the Gosh Darn 6. I think it's just like, it looks like a party in the woods of like, it looks super fun.
Like the Barkley Marathon. I'm kidding.
Well, I was like, oh my God, that would be amazing if it went off at the same time as we were out there. But then obviously I saw that it's going off literally right now. So
yeah. I saw a press release somewhere. I love that documentary. That is, I think that I love these things from like afar. You've been like riding gravel for years. Like, this isn't really new to you. It's just like a new focus. Cause I mean, I remember, like, I don't know, you've always been out on a gravel bike. Like I feel like I've seen you way before you even did Unbound gravel. It's kind of like part of your training, right?
Yeah, no, I love riding off road. I love my gravel bike. I would mountain bike. It's more, I think, I just love getting off busy roads, and also just it's more fun. I mean, and so I would use my gravel bike training for triathlon. If I just had like steady aerobic rides, or go ride for 5 hours, I would do it on my gravel bike. But now the racing part is definitely way more different, and prepping for it, because it's a different style of training. So that's I wouldn't say volume has changed too much. It's more the style. Like, I'm not just going out and time trialing in training or going and doing like these longer efforts. It's more like speed change, like super short, hard, easy, like over and over, because that's how the races go.
And also like technical, right? Because the roads. Yeah. So I really want to get into gravel. I'm going to ride, but of course I picked like the hardest one. I was thinking I would do Unbound.
Yes.
But I don't even know if that's possible. Like, if I could actually, like, I don't even know what different gravel is like. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know what to expect, or like, even when I was riding with this woman in Connecticut, I mean, I was so nervous to go down the hill. I was, normally I would, as fast as I can go, like fly down a hill. That's my super skill as a cyclist, is flying down hills. So, I mean, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Do you have any
advice? That's what makes it exciting.
That does make, well, yes. But so, I mean, like, are there any races that you think, for someone who's just getting into it, like, would you have any advice for me as far as like, something easier I don't like easy, not boring, but like something that's like not Kona, maybe.
I honestly think Unbound is like, the problem with Unbound is that like I had such a good time there and I have such a good memory from there that, well, I won't say that it's hard to live up to because I've done some other ones now that are as good, but I walked away from Unbound and was like, that was amazing. It reminded me of Kona 10 years ago. So
oh, wow. Okay. That's a cool vibe.
Like a super cool vibe and experience, I would highly recommend Unbound. And it's not, I wouldn't say it's like, it's not, it's hard, but it's not that hard. It's like gravel wise, like you're not gonna, there's maybe a couple like stream crossings you might come like have to get over, some rocky bits, but not, I mean, you just slow down a bit. I mean, it's pretty like doable. It's rolling terrain. It's hillier than you might think because it's just nonstop the whole course. But everyone
is it hillier than Timberman?
No, it's probably similar.
Okay.
Like similar terrain to that of just rolling.
Okay, cool.
No like significant climbs more than like, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes. Like they're all short.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay, cool. That's fun. Yeah. I mean, I kind of like looked at it and thought it would be great, but I also have no idea what I'm talking about. So I have to ask people.
It's really, really cool. I mean, the whole town shuts down. It's similar again to Kona. Like the whole town is out for it. Everyone's cheering everyone on. I mean, you have people out there. I think you have all night to finish. I mean, you have even longer than Ironmans to do these things.
And there's different distances, right? There's like 25, 50, 100. So
exactly.
Canyon bikes. So were you riding Canyon before or no? Before you got into gravel?
This is a new partnership and it was, purely, it was, I feel so lucky because it made this transition. So I was already going to do it. It just makes you be like, oh, like, a little bit hesitant, like pre-Kona, I was a little bit like, oh my gosh, am I like, is this a smart choice? Like, just, I don't know, it's your career, right? And then have a company like Canyon who wants to support me and was absolutely a dream come true. So fully on Canyon. I'm currently on the Canyon Grizzle, which I love. It fits me so well, which is for me because sometimes I struggle as someone that's a little bit shorter or can't get the position I like. So and then I just got the new Canyon Lux World Cup mountain bike, which a couple of the races I'm doing this year are mountain bike races. So that'll be fun.
Which mountain bike races are you going to do? Can you talk about it or?
Well, one of them, the first one is called Sea Otter. It's been around for a while. So I think it's 62 miles, but that one's in Monterey. That'll be the first one. And then there's a couple more later on in the season, but
that's so cool. I really have to, I have to get out to like the West Coast or somewhere outside of Manhattan. I know I offered to do a house swap with you.
Yes, we have to do it.
I mean, it's crazy. It's just, I mean, it'll be, I'll get out on my bike this weekend, but I've been like indoors all winter, except for running, but it's still like cold. That's so cool. So you're going to be at Sea Otter, you're doing a mountain bike there. And then when's your next like trail run or ultra?
So I'm going to do a trail run at the end of April. It is out where Western States is. It's called Canyon. It's part of the UTMB series. So I'll race it, but it's also more kind of one of my just bigger, longer training days for Western States. And it's also an opportunity to get out to check out the course. So it's more using it for that, but it's a 50K. So.
That's fun. Yeah. That's amazing. That's so cool. So like you are just like on the move, going.
Yeah, it's fun. It's like, okay, next thing, like just, it's exciting.
That's great.
Like new things to actually do versus the same, like, okay, here we go. Same schedule again. Cause I did the same schedule for so many years.
I mean, I can't imagine. I mean, I'm also, like I said, I want to get into gravel. I love cycling. I've also been kind of like, I mean, I haven't done that many races, but at the same time, I'm like, I kind of need a change or a shift or something like that to bring that like fun energy back to something. And also like to not know what I'm doing and to rediscover, like, I don't know, it's fun. I think there are a lot of triathletes that are I mean, all the triathletes I know on the West Coast have been doing gravel for a while.
Yeah,
But
no, I think more and more people are like venturing out and trying it, or at least interested in it, or they've done it for triathlon for so long. And like you're saying, it's time for just to try something new. Who knows? Like whether you like it or not, you can always go back, or just work both of them in. I think like, I look back now and I'm like, I should have just done some of these earlier. I was always hesitant because I was like, oh, what if I crash? Or what if I like, go down and break my wrist or something. But to be honest, like a lot of these are safer than being out on the road training, or you could go down in a training session out on the road.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, I don't want to like live that way anymore and be like, oh, what if this happened? Well, no, like on the other hand, look at these amazing things you can do.
Yeah. I think, I think that's true. I mean, things happen. And it doesn't like you can put yourself at risk, like every day things could happen and all the training that we do. Right. But you got to have fun.
Yeah, exactly.
So Stevie, let's talk about Stevie because this dog is so freaking cute. Is she sitting next to you?
Yeah.
Do you want to pull her up here? And like everyone who follows you on Instagram knows her, but,
Come here, girl.
Oh my God. She is next level adorable.
Say thank you.
I'm doing this new thing where I talk to people about their dogs because I am obsessed with dogs and I have to like control myself on Instagram because I think my dogs are so cute and they're also so bad. What does she love to be on the bike with you?
Oh my God, she loves it. She like, if the second Waddy or I like pull our bikes down, she is just like jumping at us to come along. And we have a little pack for her. And the second I even touch it, she just goes crazy jumping.
That's so cute. And you've been doing that since, I mean, she's still a puppy, right? How old is she?
Yeah, she's, I think 8. I counted the other night, I think 8 months, 7.
Oh yeah.
7 or 8 months. So she's still a puppy, but she's supposedly full grown, which is great. Like we wanted a smaller dog just to travel in the van and to come on rides with us so that we can still go on like 3 or 4 hour rides. And she
goes on the 3 or 4 hour ride.
Well, she's pretty good for like 2, then she starts getting squirmy or has to go to the bathroom. But we're also okay with leaving her at this point for like 1 to 2 hours home alone. Like we didn't leave her forever. And now we're like, okay, we got to start just.
Yeah. And so what else does she like to do?
Oh, she loves to run, even though I've stopped, I guess, technically running. I posted a video like running with her and all these people attacked me about she's still a puppy. So she shouldn't be necessarily running straight, but she loves it. She just like takes off. So I'm the one chasing her, not the other way.
Yeah. I feel like, those little dogs are fast and they love that. But I feel like with, I've been meaning I started taking my dogs on a run with me, my bigger dog, the Australian Labradoodle. And he's adorable. He's like 25 pounds and he's very fast. Yeah,
they're fast.
I can't keep up with him. So, I feel like, and also he needs to be trained on the running. So I started when he was a puppy and then I stopped because he's pulling on the leash in like every direction. And I was like, I can't do this. But I guess if you have the right collar and leash and you have like you have a great bag for your dog. I don't know like what brand you're using or
the bag
it's
I have
different.
Yeah, no, totally. The leash she's still not good with either. That's for sure. But
you don't have to like put her on a leash, right? Because you're like
I know.
Open.
So here in Tucson, I do a little bit. We have like a wash right here that I just take her out in, which is great. But back up when we're in Bend in the summers, she can go. I mean, we're actually south of Bend now, just like on this dirt road in the woods. So it's amazing for her. It's just like paradise for a dog. She can just run. And I don't have to worry, there aren't roads. Like it's great.
Yeah, that's awesome. Our dogs cannot do that in New York City.
They're
so bad. Like certain food that you feed your dog or anything like that you're like, are you like me where you're like cooking for the dog?
Oh my God. We were watching a show the other night and it was like showing how to do that. We're still just on like puppy kibble, but I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, we need to figure out like the best. She needs the best.
Yeah. Wait, is she your first dog?
Yeah, for me.
Oh, wow.
Daddy's
Okay.
had one before, but I had dogs growing up.
Yeah.
I mean, that was more obviously my parents taking care of it. So this is my first dog as an adult. And she's, yeah, my little baby.
That's so cute. She's really cute. So, and what's Waddy up to? Yeah, what's Waddy up to?
He's good. We have kind of, so last time we talked, I feel like we were still with Wadi Inc.
You were done with it, but he was starting something new.
Okay, cool. So yeah, we were starting this new, I wouldn't say starting, but kind of transferring all the team that we had there over to the new brand. And that's called Plush Global. So we've got the Plush Global racing team on the triathlon side. And then the dirt extension is called the Dirt Brigade. So we've got kind of two racing teams that he helps to manage. He's also obviously he does all my stuff for me. So it's
all your design, social media,
social media, all my YouTube videos, which is like a job in itself. I mean, editing YouTubes is like one video can take like over a week and that's sitting there all day editing. So he's doing that just nonstop. Still training with me on a lot of my rides and runs, supporting me, taking care of my bikes. I mean, he's nonstop all day doing all that stuff on top of stuff for Plush Global. So yeah.
I saw your new kit on Instagram. I like it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that was his design.
Yeah, I knew. That's why I was like, what's Waddy up to?
Yep, still designing. We still have some other pros he helps out on the tri side. Cody Beals, Rach McBride, Jen and Nat. So still supporting other athletes. We're probably going to hopefully bring on some dirt athletes as well.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, just everything kind of going in a good way.
And you don't miss swimming?
Oh my gosh. I actually went for the first time like a week or two ago. I've been training with a friend here, Sophie, she's an Australian ITU triathlete. So it's been super fun running and riding with her, but then she's like, oh yeah, I gotta swim, like you should just come just for fun. And I hadn't swum since Kona.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna get in for 30 minutes. You can get out after 30 minutes has gone by. And I made it to like 1400 or something. And I'm like, all right, that's good. Count it.
Yeah. You're like, I'm out.
Yeah.
No, I've been like, I mean, yeah, I don't mind the pool. I think I'm more like, I don't like open water, but I've talked about that so much in this podcast that I think people are sick of it. Like, they're like, why the fuck are you doing triathlon? I'm deleting that. Yeah, but no, but so what, and are you like, I know you're busy training for gravel and trail running, but are you watching anything good? Are you like a TV junkie, or are you reading anything good?
I just finished Lauren Fleshman's book, which I thought it was really good. I had been looking forward to it. I finally had this like block, or I guess it was after the trail run I just did, where I finally like training let up for a bit. I had like a recovery week, so my brain was actually functioning to read. I mean, I love reading. I read a lot, but a lot of it is just like kind of trashy. Like, I read a lot of like, I don't know, Colleen Hoover. Have you ever read any of hers?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just easy reading. So
yeah.
But Lauren's book, I had been like looking forward to actually being able to like mentally digest. And so that was, I thought it was really well done. Watching side, I mean, I mostly we put Shark Tank on every night when I'm cooking dinner, but when I'm on the trainer, I'll put something on, and I have actually been binge watching season 5 of Drive to Survive. So
I like that. I love that series. Yeah, I haven't watched season 5 yet, but
it's pretty good.
That's so fascinating, that whole sport. It's just like
I don't actually watch it. I just think that show, like, it covers it so well, of like the drama between the drivers and races and the sponsorship. So it's just interesting to watch.
Yeah, and the Formula 1 drivers are so like, they're like serious athletes. I mean,
it's addicting because you're like, oh, you want to see like the other like each
The other.
episode was someone else. So
Yeah.
I would say that's probably, well, I just watched it, so that's why it was top of mind, but
Yeah.
I'll take any suggestions.
I mean, I feel like I watch so much. I think I'm gonna have to stop watching medical dramas.
Oh yeah.
I can't watch them
I've been there.
anymore. Cool. Well, this has been so much fun. I'm glad we got to catch up.